Okay. Alicia Dunams, who runs 3-day bestseller in a weekend courses, that's BSWE, has asked her alumni to get out of their comfort zones and make a video saying what's been the number one benefit they've had from writing a book. Right. My backstory is, when I retired at 65 years of age, in 2010, from 50 years town and country planning, I was going to become a town and country planning consultant, but had to wait a year to avoid a conflict of interests. So I decided to use the time to compile a book about how I managed to develop a 50-year career in professional town planning, and so I joined Giordano Bruno University as a student to do exactly that by the same time next year. I ended up with a huge 120,000 word essay, but couldn't get it marked as the university drifted off in the ether of the internet somewhere I was unable to contact. So I put it on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing as an ebook. Nobody bought it, so I took it down. However, it attracted a bully who only read enough of it to attack my disabilities, as they are various and numerous, and said so in an offensive review on Amazon. It provoked me to do better. I spent loads of money and time on recordings and texts of high school, college and university level studies and self-help and development courses over the next year or so, then signed up with 3 specialist ebook writing coaches. They were Vic Johnson, cheap and cheerful, but limited by lacking in his academic prowess, Steve Harrington, rich and famous, but totally complacent, so he's rich and famous, and Alicia Dunams, my super duper coach. They all said, position yourself as an expert, but only Alicia said to compile questions and answers to prove that you are. And only she said to grab a partner from amongst others who were also on the course to ask me the questions on audio. My partner jumped off the course before it had finished, so I was left to ask me the questions. It gave me a meltdown and I went blank. So I went to the Q&A site, Yahoo Answers, where I'd helped suicidal people like me by writing questions and answers to them. And I changed the tack of my BSWE project to an essay in how I cope with all my disabilities and stay alive despite suicide being my focus in life. And with Alicia's coaching, I pumped up my book into a trilogy and compendium. Then a second disaster hit me before the end of the course when my computer was hacked. So I was unable to be there throughout the last part of the course, and it took me months to get back on track. I was a lifetime member of BSWE, as we all are. 13 or 14 months later, I got my BSWE project finished and uploaded it to KDP one Saturday evening, and before breakfast time the next morning, my books were sat in slots 1, 2, 4 and 5 of my Amazon genre. There you are, Sam. Right, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That was just in the UK. So I advertised the fact on Facebook, on Twitter and on LinkedIn, and a week later they were in the same slots globally. So I emailed the editor of the Huffington Post, who invited me to blog on that publication. So I did. I did a series of blogs there, and that's the archive of the work that I did for them. Then I started blogging by audio, video, for radio and television on CNN. This let me chat worldwide and find out how I can help more Auties and Aspies like me. And that way, I met the greatest blogger in the world, John Morrow. So he sent me a copy of his The Big Black Book of Rock Solid Guest Blogging Targets, and that gave me access and connectivity with 2.5 billion readers, listeners and viewers. That number surprised me, yes, but it didn't faze me. I'm starting on a course with him this Wednesday. So what's the number one benefit of writing a book? In my case, it was changing me from a backroom boffin who hardly spoke to any other person, into a best-selling author and audio-video broadcaster whose mission is saving lives and speaking via the internet to over 2.5 billion people. And finally, a brand new US university has signed me up as an ambassador of Asperger's syndrome to help its students with this condition cope with the worst aspect of having it, namely driving us to self-harm under severe stress. That's my number one benefit. Thank you very much.